Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we'll be talking about one player from each NFC team that impressed in week 2 of the NFL preseason. This on another episode of... So, first up we got the Atlanta Falcons and Chris Blair, who in 3 catches got 78 yards and a touchdown. For as few receptions as he caught, 78 yards and a touchdown is very impressive from the wide receiver, especially when you consider he got 50 more receiving yards than the next closest receiver in this game for the Falcons. Next up, we got the Seattle Seahawks and Zach Charbonnet. Now, Charbonnet got 45 yards on 5 carries and a touchdown. Very impressive preseason game for him, and I half expect him to potentially move into the starting running back role in Seattle this year. Next up, we got the Green Bay Packers and Cornelius Johnson, who on 3 receptions got 41 yards, and in a game where no Packers receiver had more than 3, he was the most effective. Next up, we got the Minnesota Vikings and their receiver Tim Jones, who on 5 receptions got 68 yards and was their most effective receiver of the day. Next up, we got the Detroit Lions and their wide receiver Jackson Meeks, who on 7 receptions got 93 yards and a touchdown. Very good stat line for Meeks, and probably goes a long way to helping him potentially secure a roster slot with the Lions. Next up, we got the Philadelphia Eagles, and honestly, this was a pretty bad game for the Eagles. Honestly, I kind of don't want to congratulate any singular player on the offense for the Eagles here. Their running backs did next to nothing, and neither did any of their receivers, to be honest. But I'll say Kyle McCord, the quarterback, had an impressive game because his 8 of 16 for 47 yards and a touchdown honestly might be enough to put him as the Eagles' third string quarterback. Dorian Thompson-Robinson had a terrible game, and McCord did better. Next up, we got the Carolina Panthers, and much like the Eagles, I don't really know what I'm supposed to like about the performances in this game, but I'll give it to Bryson Tremaine. Why? Well, he might be the only Panther who did anything worthwhile on offense in this game. He had 3 receptions for 46 yards. Nothing too impressive, but in a game where your team scores 3 points, someone's got to win it. Next up, we got the San Francisco 49ers. And in their game against the Raiders, the pick was kind of hard, but I'll give it to Demarcus Robinson, who on 3 receptions got 44 yards. Honestly, the 49ers receiving room is in trouble this year. There's a lot of injuries, a lot of issues, and it's up to the receivers below the starting few to step up. Next up, we got the LA Rams and Brennan Presley, who got 6 receptions for 102 yards. Yes, the first receiver this preseason to break that 100-yard receiving mark, which on 6 receptions is no easy feat, but he did it. He had 50 more yards than the next best receiver. Very impressive. Next up, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and their most impressive was Bucky Irving. Yes, he struggled a little bit in the rushing attack in this game, only getting 12 yards on 8 carries. It was against the Pittsburgh Steelers, so you can kind of forgive him for that. But he had a nice catch for 15 yards and a touchdown. And, of course, he wasn't on the field the entire game. Next up, we got the New York Giants and Jackson Dart. Once again, Jackson Dart stands out in the preseason. He went 14 of 16, 137 yards and a touchdown. And considering the Giants are continuing to give each of the 4 quarterbacks on their roster decent amount of playing time, Dart continues to impress. Next up, we got the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm going to give it to Jonathan Mingo, who caught one reception for 49 yards, which was a nice deep ball. Honestly, this game was kind of hard for me to pick. I'm just giving it to Mingo to be funny, but it's kind of hard for any receivers to stand out when Joe Milton goes 9 of 18 and gets picked off, and then Will Grier goes 1 of 5. There isn't that much volume for the receivers to catch when there's only been 10 caught passes the entire game. Next up, we got the Arizona Cardinals and Simi Fehoko, who on 2 receptions got 21 yards and a touchdown. Again, the Cardinals were a hot mess this game, so I'm going to give it to the only Cardinal who managed to get a score for their team. Next up, we got the New Orleans Saints and Mason Tipton, who on 6 receptions got 100 yards exactly. Second receiver that's got to the 100-yard mark this preseason. Congratulations. You win the Best Saint of the Week award because the team didn't do all that much else, to be honest. This was a pretty low-scoring game. Next up, we got the Chicago Bears. And honestly, the Bears steamrolled the Bills, so part of me wants to question who I'm going to give this to, just because the scores were inflated because of the fact that the Bills didn't score a single point. But I'm going to give it to Caleb Williams, who went 6 of 10, 107 yards, and a touchdown when he was on the field. Is it amazing? No. Is it improvement? Yes. Is it against the Bills' backups? Also yes. But I'll give it to him. Good job, Caleb. You didn't screw this up. And finally, we have the Washington Commanders. And for them, I got to go with Chris Rodriguez. Why? Well, on 6 carries, he got 62 yards. I know Jacory Krosky-Merritt had the touchdown, the highlight touchdown. A lot of people, I think, kind of forget. Rodriguez also had a pretty damn good game. And Rodriguez, while not having the highlight, had a much higher average yards per attempt. Jacory Krosky-Merritt had a 4.2 average. Rodriguez had a 10.3. So with that being said, guys, please like, share, subscribe down below, comment what you think, and I'll see you next time.